used to wear his hat legitimately like
Oh, I knew he would wear it literally on him.
Yeah, it was
I can actually see pretty well right now.
Yeah, you can still see. You can just see the top of the bill as well.
Oh, yeah. There we go. All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to episode 63 of the Just Us Guys podcast. Yeah, we're back. Cal is working late. He will be joining us later, I believe. So, no Cal's Corner to start out the episode. But, as always, how was the weekend? Well, how was actually the 2 weeks? We haven't done this since the, 2 weeks? Yeah, no, 2 weeks ago, 13 days ago.
Yeah, we skipped last week.
Yep. But yeah, how is everyone? I know you guys played a golf tournament.
Yeah, so Evan, Cal, and I won a golf tournament with Levi. Shout out Levi as well. We won on a scorecard playoff, and we had 5 eagle chances and shot 13 under. It definitely was not our best, but we still caught a dub. So we added to the resume, right, Ev?
Yeah. We got a dub. I mean,
we got a dub.
We definitely didn't play.
Evan got clapped by my dad in a putting contest, which was pretty funny.
I did.
And they raised $4,000 to $5,000.
Whoever's playing hockey right now, turn that shit off. Or just mute it.
And then Josh, who is also a friend of the podcast, been on the podcast, raised $4,000 to $5,000 somewhere in there for their youth football league, which was what the tournament was for. So that was also super, super great.
I mean, I love to hear that. That's always good.
Yep. They also, breaking news, just released the NBA all-team selections. So since that's happening right now, we'll talk about it. First team, it was Luka, Devin Booker, Giannis, Jason Tatum, and Jokic.
That's a gross European team.
What's that?
That's a gross European team.
Yeah, that's
three of the 5.
3 of the 5. Also, then second team was Ja Morant, Curry, DeMar DeRozan, Durant, and then Embiid. And then the third team was Trae Young, Chris Paul, Siakam, LeBron James, and Karl Anthony Towns. I like how they threw LeBron in there just to make sure he kept the streak going.
I was going to say he kept the streak going there. That was all that one was.
That's really hilarious, actually. It's back-to-back years that that's happened.
Yes.
Really funny. But those are the teams. I would say, off the top of my head, I can't think of a snub.
I was going to say, I'm glad Siakam got recognition because he did have a good year.
I call Anthony Towns there, too. I can't think of a snub off the top of my head, though. Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His regular season wasn't great, though. I'm trying to think of others.
Russell Westbrook.
Dear God.
Donovan Mitchell?
Dude, the Jazz, I mean, were
Pretty fake news.
But Donovan Mitchell over Trae Young? No.
I don't think.
I'm trying to look around the league. On the East. Darius Garland. I will tell you right now, I think that's kind of a snub. I think that's kind of a snub. And it's not that I think Trae Young isn't worthy of him, but Darius Garland took that team that were, I mean, if they didn't have injuries, they were not even going to be a play-in. They were going to make the East.
No, they were going to be, yeah.
Yeah, they were really good, and he was a part of that. He's probably the only one I can think of off the top of my head.
But again, the fact that it took us that long to even think of one that's a good thing for once.
Yeah, shout out Tatum for making first team, though. That's dope.
I mean, he deserved it.
Yep, he did, but that's dope.
All right, cool. Well, let's shift.
Do we think Booker, or do we think Steph Curry should have been first team, though?
Who got it? Steph, didn't he?
No, Booker did.
And Steph was hurt a lot, though. Book played most of the season, didn't he?
I don't know how much Steph played.
I think Garland was also hurt, and that's probably why he didn't receive one. He got hurt.
Damian Lillard missed like 50 games.
No, he said Garland.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he missed that much time, though. Like, not, like, significant.
I think, yeah.
Ja Morant missed more time than he did.
Did he?
Yeah, but when Ja was out, was out there, I mean,
Ja missed like 30 games this year.
I was gonna say, I think he missed around 30.
Steph Curry played in 65 games, so like he didn't. I mean, 17 games isn't crazy. You got to think probably like half of those are like rest nights, probably.
Yeah.
Not crazy. Not bad.
No, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I mean, every list is like any list, every list is up for debate. I mean, look at our conversation 2 weeks ago when we were trying to name like the top New York athletes or the top Chicago athletes or top LA athletes. It's a hard one.
Yeah, Garland played 68 games, so he only missed 14. That's
not bad.
No, I feel like that's a very good list. I feel like I would switch Steph Curry and Devin Booker. That's just me. But everything else is pretty on point.
All right. Well, with that, let's get to the mile high question this week. And this one, I feel like I can answer this one pretty just handily for all of us. I could be wrong here. But the question this week is, are we witnessing the start of a rivalry between the Colorado Avalanche and the St. Louis Blues? That's the question, because this has been a heated series for the most part. Again, Kadri and the Blues defenseman took out Binnington. He's going to miss the rest of the thing. Binnington was literally the only reason the Blues were in the series in the first place. He had like a revitalization this playoffs. He was playing like he did when they won the Cup. And then he got injured. So this previous game that happened last night, the Blues were just straight up headhunting. Nazem Kadri got a hat trick, which pretty much silenced all of the rivalry talk, in my opinion. But for this question, I went and looked up the Blues and the Avalanche all-time playoff record against each other. The Blues against the Avalanche in the playoffs in the history of the franchises are 2-12. So no, there's no rivalry here. The Avalanche own the Blues, and I don't give a shit. Like, the Avalanche are just a better team. 2-12 speaks to it. Like, they're like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really see any type of rivalry, between the Avalanche or the Blues. To be honest, I don't even remember in like recent times. Like you said, I mean, what, they were 2-12. Like, I don't remember the last time they played each other in the playoffs.
2 years ago, I have a hockey puck of it. They swept them in the first round.
Yeah, that's not really a rivalry. It's not like a back and forth type thing.
It's not the Avalanche and Red Wings back in the day. It's not like that's just not it. It's not the Avalanche or the Pens and Capitals. Like, it's not a rivalry. This isn't a rivalry. It's little brother gets pissed off.
I feel like that word gets thrown around too much. Like, I really do. Like, there really, if you really think about it, there's probably only like 8 to 10 actual rivalries in all sports. Like, let alone like just like one that's like
true historical ones, but like I could like over like
rivalries. A rivalry has to be one that stands the test of time. Like, you're talking like two, like, I would say like majority of good rivalries are like kind of like dominant programs, right? Like dominant, like, or like well-known franchises. Which I'm not saying neither one of them are not. I'm just saying, like, when you say Yankees Red Sox.
No, I mean, Bears, Packers, Duke, UNC,
Oklahoma, Texas.
Yeah, it's
like
different.
Iron Bowl, like Auburn and Bama. Like, those are rivalries through and through from the beginning. Like UNC Duke. Like, those are Kentucky Louisville. Like, those are rivalries. Like, and also, let's be honest, it's really hard to have bigger rivalries in pro sports compared to like collegiate sports too. Like, there's just not as much passion.
Packers, Bears.
Yeah, like you have a few, but like not many.
No,
like,
I mean, if we're gonna talk hockey,
you have like 3 or 4, and like not including like soccer, like American sports, you have Packers, Bears, because that stands the test of time.
I mean, it's the oldest rivalry in sports.
Red Sox and
Yankees.
What is the one in Canada? Is it the Maple Leafs in Montreal? Is the one that's big?
No, it's Battle of Alberta. It's Edmonton and Calgary. Because they're in the same province.
I know that one's pretty big in hockey.
It would be Montreal and Boston, or Toronto and Boston.
Right, but other than that, like, there's like pro sports, like even
honestly, the Pens and the Capitals over the course of the last 20 years has been a rivalry.
Yeah, but like, even if you say if you want to talk like the NFL, like the Steelers Ravens is only been for like 22 years. So it's really
they rotate. Like,
yeah, like it's not that deep. Like that, like it's not that deep. Like, obviously, like the Browns want the Steelers to be rivals, but like they beat up on them for the last 30 years. They're not rivals. Like Cincinnati was like a little bit because of like the headhunting they did to each other, but like still, that's gone and passed. That's nowhere. It still doesn't carry over to now. Where like forever, Boston and the Yankees and like obviously UNC Duke. Like you're talking ones that are going to play each other for the rest of the time, and they're always nasty.
No, and again, if you did. Well, and here's my thing: you
mean Ohio State, Michigan?
Yeah, it's Ohio State and Michigan.
It's Ohio State, Michigan.
No, I have an Ohio State fan, and he will not say
Ohio State.
Could have swore he said Penn State.
I thought I heard Penn State, but I might have just
No.
Either way,
Penn State, Ohio State. Is that even a rivalry?
No, it's not.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's not a rivalry.
First off, Penn State got into the Big Ten like 20 years ago. When they started playing like regularly, and then like Ohio State's actually has gotten the better of them for well over a majority.
That's
of
what I'm saying. Yeah. It's
anyway, back to the original thing of if the Blues and Avs are a thing. No, the closest equivalent to a rival that you would call someone in hockey right now is Vegas because they always meet in the playoffs and they're usually back and forth. But Vegas wasn't in this year, so it doesn't matter. As far as the Blues, I'm not.
Vegas, Colorado, you're saying?
Yeah, Vegas, Colorado is like that's the closest thing to a rivalry because the games are always intense, and then when they meet in the playoffs, the last 2 years, Vegas has gotten the better of them. So I can see that. But that's literally like the only one that I could see for Colorado right now. I mean, if you want to say Detroit still, but Detroit's been dog shit. I mean, Chicago.
No, yeah, that's not a rivalry.
They were only rivals because they saw each other in the finals for a while, right?
They were in the same division. Now they're not in the same division.
Oh, okay. So that's out of my.
Yeah.
Also, Detroit hasn't been good since.
Detroit hasn't been good since the mid 2010s. Yeah. So there's that too.
Yeah, when they lost the Stanley Cup to us, that's the last time they were
actually, like low key, like crazy, like just talk about Detroit. Detroit was actually like their football team's never really been great, but Detroit was a good sports city for a long time, a long time, really.
Yeah.
And now it's tragically bad. Like maybe worse than Cleveland. I mean,
as a collective,
it is not worse than Cleveland.
Okay, hold on a second. So, I guess the Detroit?
Cleveland has the Cavaliers. What does Detroit have? Who have won something?
Cleveland also has the Indians too, or the Guardians, whatever. They've won a World Series as of like the last 25 years, right?
No, they have never won a World Series.
They were there though.
They lost.
They were there.
That's the one you're thinking of.
When was Detroit? When did Detroit have playoff success the last time? Genuinely,
2010.
All sports.
In any sport across the board.
I mean, the basketball. I mean, the hockey for sure, and then basketball.
No,
Detroit Tigers.
That was 10 years ago.
No, but I'm saying like basketball. I mean, they won an NBA Finals 15 years ago, like 16 years ago with the Pistons. I mean, they like what I'm saying is,
and the Cavaliers won what 6 years ago,
right?
Therefore, Cleveland better than Detroit.
But what I'm saying is the Pistons have won 3 like world championship, like one NBA Finals in the modern era. Cleveland hasn't won anything other than that one NBA Finals in the modern era.
They've won more playoff games than the Lions. The Browns have.
They definitely have. They definitely won more playoff games than the Lions have. But, like, I mean, Detroit Tigers were not bad. Like, for baseball when it was Verlander, like, making...
No, they had something.
Yeah, they weren't bad, but, like, it was, like, they're just, they're Detroit. But, like, the basketball and hockey has always been their thing until, like, the last 10 years. Because low-key, Detroit winning 3 titles, I don't think I can name more than 7 or 8 franchises with 3 titles. Like, you can name, like, a few, but not more than probably 8 off the top of your head.
No,
Detroit's historically one of the best hockey teams the NHL's had.
That is true.
So, like,
I mean, Detroit is historically, and they're one of the original 6.
Plus, Cleveland doesn't have a hockey team, so.
This is true.
I mean, do we count Columbus?
They're still really bad, though. Both cities are very bad as of late.
Do we count Columbus?
No. They're not even close.
Well,
state.
I mean, it's like 2 hours away. It's not that bad.
Yeah. I guess it's really three.
First off, why the is there a team in Columbus but not Cleveland? Like that team should be in Cleveland, not Columbus.
I would agree. Yeah.
You would think.
Like it's just really dumb. Like at least Cincinnati. I mean, at least Cincinnati at the minimum.
I mean, they're kind of close, aren't they?
Yeah, they're about a couple hours, I bet.
Columbus and Cincinnati, I think they're less than 2 hours.
I think 2.
I'm gonna go an hour 42 minutes.
2 minutes. They're 2 hours.
100 miles. Yeah.
Hour 42?
It's 2 hours.
I didn't really give me a time.
I got this. I'm all over it.
I want to know if I was right. I honestly want to know because I feel like that was a really good guess. 100 miles, hour 42.
We're saying Cincinnati to Cleveland?
No, Cincy to Columbus.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, but it's an hour 25. Cincy to Columbus.
I got an hour 36.
Hey, that was a pretty good guess. And I didn't even know the mileage before I made the guess.
Cincinnati to Cleveland is almost 4 hours. Hi, Cal.
What's up?
Hey, you let yourself in here.
I do.
Oh, Daddy.
What? I thought you were going to sneeze, kid.
There's a Benajak goal that I didn't bet on. Yay.
Are they up 4 now?
It's 3-0.
Okay, I was going to say I saw that goal. All right. Well, welcome, Cal. Glad to have you here.
Do you want me to? Do you want to make me the host, or do you want?
We're fine. It's been rolling all right.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we were already talking about hockey. We've literally touched on every sport because of the rivalry question. Do we want to just roll with NHL quick and just discuss the playoffs and then move on to everything else, or what are we thinking here?
So it doesn't matter. I mean, the last time we spoke, we put a nasty ass curse on the Pens. So
yes, we don't need to talk about that.
We can start with because we haven't talked about that, but that was pretty bad.
We put a really bad announcer's curse on that. It was probably one of the worst of all time.
I take no responsibility for this.
I don't know. We all said, that's a walkthrough. It's an easy one.
I mean, they were up 3-1.
It was bad.
But yeah, no, Pens lost. They were up 3-1 on the Rangers, and then they lost. So that was cool. Yeah, that one was rough, but it's just one of those things where Rangers had the better goalie. The Penguins were playing their third string goalie. Sid missed a crucial game 6, and just everything didn't really work out in their favor. And on top of it, in 3 straight games, they blew leads. So I mean, really not a good look for the Penguins, but. Out of all this, they did get to re-sign Brian Rust. Their offseason is now occurring. More than likely, I think they keep Letang. Malkin, if I had to guess, out of the 3 is gone.
I think it's the opposite.
So, yeah,
Chris Letang's gonna be in Montreal next year, and Malkin maybe in Pittsburgh, might be in Russia. I don't know.
I was gonna say if Malkin doesn't re-sign with the Pens, he's just going to the KHL. And score 180 points.
That quite literally could be possible.
No, I would genuinely see it happening. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Let's just run through the East then. Tampa Bay and Toronto went to Game 7. That might be the closest Tampa Bay comes to losing a series in this entire playoff run, outside of maybe the Stanley Cup. They're really good. They have probably one of the top 5 goalies of all time in net in Tampa Bay with Andre Vasilevsky. Toronto just didn't have goaltending to compete with them, and again, it's Toronto. It's funny when they lose in the first round. Carolina beat Boston. That one went 7 as well. Again, I didn't really pay too much attention to that series, but I know that...
I think we covered this. I think that we could probably just be safe to go to the next round. I mean, now...
That'd be great.
Yeah,
right now... My brain is not working on the first round at all right now.
Well, it's been a while. It's honestly been a while. I mean, I only brought it up because of the curse that we put on. That was the only reason I brought it up. I was only talking about the Pens.
Right now, it looks like the Rangers are going to tie it up 2-2.
Against the Carolina Hurricanes, yep.
Yep. Tampa Bay swept the Panthers.
Who are the President's Trophy winners, so President Trophy curse still a thing.
Yeah, but Florida was just fake, in my opinion, the entire time. They beat the Capitals, who's definitely the worst team in the playoffs. And then who else is playing?
It's out west now.
The Avalanche. The Avalanche are going to win for sure.
Don't you f***ing do that.
They're definitely the better team.
They're up 3-1 right now. Don't you f***ing do that.
And then it's the Battle of Alberta tonight. I believe it's 2-1 still Calgary.
No, Edmonton's up 2-1, I believe.
No, they lost both games in Calgary.
Did they?
Yeah.
I thought they won one. Okay.
Let me double check. I think it's Calgary 2-1.
No, it's definitely Edmonton 2-1.
Definitely Edmonton 2-1. So I mean, if they wow, I didn't. I'm stupid.
Yeah, no. You've been on the wrong side every game then, because you took Edmonton in the first one, they lost 9-6.
And then took Calgary. Yeah, you're right.
You've been on the opposite end of this series the entire time.
Yeah. And then tonight I don't know. It's a toss up. I think that Edmonton wins. How do they not win at home?
Because their goaltending is still not great, but Mike Smith has been playing better after game one.
Yeah, if he can stand on his head, the Flames are. If there was a way to bet more, the Flames have more shots than the Oilers, I would. I think there probably is a way.
I was gonna say, I think there's a way.
They get shots on net for sure. Mike Smith just has to play well for them to win. Or McDavid just goes into God mode like he has been. But that's basically it.
It's actually nice to see McDavid actually leading his team in the playoffs.
I know. There's a first for everything.
He did actually win a playoff series, so look at him go.
Won a playoff series, and he's been. I mean, if Edmonton wins a cup, he wins the Conn Smythe. I mean,
no, he's got 20 points in 9 games, dude.
It's I mean, it's kind of like how to coincide with the other playoffs. It's like how Luka is. I mean, he finally won his playoffs and won a playoff series, and he's leading his team. I know they're down right now, but like young stud finally, doing what he's supposed to do in the playoffs. It's awesome to see. He's ushering.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have especially you guys, but we've said since he was playing here in Erie that he was the next coming of.
No, I mean we all knew he was going to be really good, but again, he's just. It's weird because again he does have talent around him. It's just the Oilers are such a weird team.
They're just missing a goalie.
Like even last year they had a great team, and it's crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean if you put like a halfway decent goalie in that team, they're in the cup final almost every year as long as they're healthy. But they've yet to find that halfway decent goalie unless Mike Smith really catches on fire.
You can have Wayne Gretzky out there scoring 10 goals a game, but if your goalie's giving up 11, who cares?
No, that is the whole thing.
That is how
especially in the playoffs. If you can be the best team in the world, but if you don't have a goalie in the playoffs, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So more than likely, the Avalanche should beat the Blues. Maybe not in 5, but I'm hoping 6. Depending on tonight's game, if Edmonton wins, they are almost certainly going to advance, which I like that matchup for the Avalanche a lot. Out east, the Rangers. Again, Evan, you and I talked about this a little bit. I think Carolina, skill-wise, matches up better, but goalie-wise, it's the Rangers by a mile. So I don't know. I mean, I think Tampa gets back to the Cup looking at the two teams left on the East.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's really hard
I
for me.
I think that the Rangers, between the two, like real quick, Carolina and New York, I think that New York can steal a game in Carolina, preferably games, 5 or 6.
Yep.
They're currently at 3-0.
Yeah. It would be game 5. So next game, I think New York can go into Carolina and steal one. And if they do, Carolina can't beat New York at home. I'm convinced of that. Nobody really can other than Tampa Bay, I would say, because, Carolina's goalie stinks, and Vasilevsky is the best goalie in the league by far right now. So once Tampa Bay gets to the Cup, it'll be if they play the Oilers, I think they win in 5 or 6 games. If they play the Avalanche, Avalanche are, I think, a better team overall.
I would hope so.
Better goalie, just as fast, better defense. I still think the Lightning win, but
I think the Lightning win just based off. Honest to God, I think if it's the Avalanche and the Lightning, I think the Lightning win off of just experience. They've been there twice already.
Yeah,
like it's just one of those things. And I mean, regardless, like the Avalanche scored 3 goals in a minute 32 yesterday.
Yeah,
like they can score. No, sure. I know they can. But again, I watched them give up 9 goals in a game in the playoffs.
True.
Did
the Oilers did?
The Oilers did. They lost 9-6 the first game.
And that would have been a fun game to go to. Freaking 15 goals.
Yeah, the over was 6.5. It hit like with 15 minutes left in the second period.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, right now, I mean, I would hope like Colorado and like one of the other 2 teams that somehow do beat the Lightning, but I don't see it happening right now. The Lightning are just too good top to bottom, and with Vasi and Putt.
What we don't need for them is to make like the Western Finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And lose, because you've done that, as a fan of your sports teams too often.
I'm aware. I've seen. Look, this will tie it all together because I've seen the Packers do it repeatedly. The Nuggets did it in the bubble, and now if the Avalanche do it, I mean, hey.
Right. If we can just get there, and even if we lose, it's a positive.
Yeah, we'll go with
positive.
That. Yep.
You can't win unless you get there.
I hate everything.
It's just the truth. Once we get there, we can start measuring, some things.
This is true. That is how that works.
That's cool. Woohoo! But until then, we can't.
So normally I know because of they had the pause back in January, but normally the NHL playoffs end before the NBA playoffs, right?
Not end before. They usually coincide like they do. Just that pause did put them off by about like 3 weeks.
They're a series behind.
Correct. Yeah, they usually coincide right around the same time, or like they usually stagger nights, especially when it gets to the finals and the cup finals. They usually stagger nights so they don't like intersect with each other. But again, yeah, that like 3 week month-long pause they had back in January really messed this up, and they were already playing like with a pushback schedule because they're still trying to adjust from like the COVID years.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, this is abnormally late. Like we're gonna have hockey into like the end of June.
Yeah.
If all the series go 7 games.
They honestly almost should do that, anyways.
Nah.
No, like it would get more viewership.
Gives them the spotlight. Gives them more of a spotlight.
Yeah, give them the spotlight. Nobody else, nothing's going on then. Like that U.S. Open, and then the finals is done before that. So like,
yeah, and one of 170,000 games of baseball,
which absolutely no one cares about.
Right.
Also, hey, real quick baseball talk. Aaron Judge is just absolutely smashing the shit out of balls this year. I've seen that.
Look at him. He should look at him.
He's gonna
play tight end.
Money
he can play tight end. He's as big as Gronk. He's bigger than Gronk.
I was gonna say I think he's bigger than Gronk.
And Mike Trout's obviously still like playing really great too. He's fun to watch.
Yeah. All right, that was enough baseball talk. Do we have anything else on hockey? I don't. I mean, yeah, I don't know who's like. I think
bet you at some point tonight, puck is going to touch ice.
One's touching it right now.
Nice. See, I was right.
In New York, even. All right, yeah, basketball or golf?
Golf.
All right, go on.
Well, PGA Championship, Justin Thomas won.
That he did.
What a performance.
Absolutely electric.
Great for him. Love to see it. Shanked
great
won
for the game. Great for the game,
won. Oh, for sure. Shanked won on the last day, still won the tournament. Proud of him for that.
Honestly, straight hardcore Hazel Rocket and still wins.
Yeah.
Great bogey. It was a great bogey.
Great bogey.
Great bogey.
He put it. He was in another greenside bunker, and he had to like hit a punch bunker shot to get it into play.
And then rolled in like a 25-footer.
For bogey.
It's awesome.
He was a grinder. But I don't really think anyone's surprised by JT winning.
I was definitely surprised by JT
being
winning
7 shots back on Sunday was definitely surprising.
Oh no, I'm not. Yeah. I'm not saying where he was, his position during the weekend, but overall,
if you would have told me on Friday after he was only a few shots back after shooting 67 on the hardest draw, I would have said, yeah, I believe that 100%.
Wasn't he leading after Friday?
No.
He was 2 shots back.
No, Zalatoris was because Zalatoris was there's out of the 7 majors that's been held at Southern Hills, all 7 winners was the 36-hole leader or had a touch of the 36-hole leader. And Zalatoris almost had a chance to make it 8 in that playoff, which would have been wild for 8 for that happening. That you don't see that at all. Also at the same time, to talk about that playoff, by far the best format for a playoff.
Yeah.
Every tournament should be a 3-hole aggregate. Every tournament. I mean,
I'm okay with sudden death for an everyday tournament. Every major should be 3-hole aggregate.
I don't know. I think it's just.
I'm okay with additional 18 holes.
Yeah.
Only for the U.S. Open though. If they.
Yeah. Of course, Open, I don't want that change. I want that to stay for the U.S. Open.
It's not that anymore. It's sudden death for the U.S. Open now.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
That's dumb. They should move that back.
Tigers 18 holes is the last one that did that.
Yeah, 2000. I know it's probably a scheduling nightmare, to be honest. But 2008,
Bro, it don't matter. You know people are going to show up, and you know TV is going to be there.
Well, yeah.
It's prime-time golf. Nobody's playing any sports.
There's got to be some type of scheduling nightmare behind it. That's probably why they did it.
Yeah, I think
it's more or less for the tournaments after it is why they did it.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of guys that are playing in the tournament after it and stuff like that.
And let's be honest, tour pros already treat everyday tour events like a joke compared to the majors. So, why even add more emphasis on that? It's just a bad look. No, but 3-hole playoff for all majors. All majors should be 3-hole playoffs.
I like
period.
It gives it more parity because even that first hole that they had where they both played it differently because of their tee shots and everything like that. They both made birdie, And then the next hole was that, and it's great to put in the best holes for it. You don't just have the same one being 18. You throw 3 holes into it, and they pick the great 3 holes. All 3 are crazy dramatic, and JT went 2 under on them.
They all 3 played completely different depending on situation.
Yep.
JT played the par 5 a lot different than Will Z, and played the par 3, the par 4 different than Will Z. And then 18 obviously is a brute of a hole. My couple thoughts. I know that us 4 were in that group text about with Josh and Joe about the driver off the tee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone should ever look at that and be that was the reason why someone should lose. I don't know how you guys feel. I know we've all played golf. So
what happened? Can you so
yeah, I was gonna say refresh the viewer's mind.
I was on the golf course when this is happening.
Okay, so what was his name again?
Mito.
Mito.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Mito, Chili Guy. We're gonna call him Chili Guy. So Chili Guy was
his real name is Guillermo.
Chili Dog.
His real name is Guillermo.
It is. So we'll just say Guillermo. So Guillermo was standing on 18T with a 1-shot lead. All right. He drove the ball better than anybody in the field the entire week. Nobody drove the ball better.
85% fairway percentage.
Right. And this was a course where putting the ball where it needs to be was important. On 18, up 1, and you got JT sitting in the clubhouse at -5. You're not playing to go to a playoff against JT. Fuck that, dude. You're not playing for that. Because if you go into that playoff with JT, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. JT's gonna win that. So he pulled driver. There was water up the right. He put a bad swing on the ball, and he hit it in the water. And ended up making double. Not only did the penalty make him make double, he ended up playing the hole just atrociously. He actually hit his 3rd up by the green, and then hit a pitch shot over the green.
Yeah.
And had to punt off the rough, the fringe, a Texas wedge style, to have a chance to make the playoff. Yes, the driver would, he hit a bad swing on it. But what I'm saying is for anyone who watches golf or understands golf, like, just because he put a driver in his hand does not mean
he hit driver there all week.
Yeah, just because you put the driver in his hand does not mean it was a bad decision. He could make just as bad of a swing with any club in his bag. JT on a par 3
literally shanked a par 3, like, just iron, dude.
5-iron. So, like, to say, like, oh, if you take driver out of his hands, like, the worst he makes is bogey. Why are you playing to make bogey? Now, if he had a 2 to 3 shot lead, I completely understand. I completely agree in every way. Take the biggest number that you can out of play. You hit a stinging 4-iron, lay up, who gives a shit, to a wedge, hit the wedge on the green, around the green, and you make it worse 5, sure, you won the PGA Championship before you even got on the 18 tee. But when you're only up 1, you have to make par, or you're playing JT in a playoff.
You play it how you played all week.
Yeah, I'm taking driver. Yeah, also driver, and you're trying to win the golf tournament, not lose it.
Also, this guy has never won a PGA Tour event. This would have been his first PGA Tour win. Okay, right. A major. We saw the best golfer in the world 4-putt on 18 in Augusta. Okay,
facts.
Listen, when a guy like that is on the last hole, when you think where's he going to lose a couple shots in this last hole out of nerves, it's not going to be on the tee box. It's going to be on the green. Okay, so if you told me he made double, I'm thinking he 3 or 4-putted, not
or he missed the green, chunked a chip, and then 2-putted.
Yeah. So when it comes to that, like these guys, especially him, he barely missed fairways all week long. He was just so he beats it too, and he literally just doesn't miss the fairway.
Well, and like, not to interrupt you, Ed, but like this is why the argument stands with what I'm saying. So obviously JT in regulation hit the driver because he had to make up a shot, right? But then JT in the playoffs stepped on 18 and hit that cut draw, that cut trap cut that he hit. This being up 1. So just think about it. Like if you think about it, like looking back on it, like, oh, JT did the same exact thing. Why? Because JT knew that if he made par, he had a very good chance of winning. Force Will Zalatoris to make birdie, right? Force him to make birdie. Don't make bogey. So what is the best way to not make bogey in that situation? Hit driver, hit in the middle of the green, 2-putt. Like that, like that's like it was the play. It's the right play. Just one person executed, the other one didn't. That's the only.
He also didn't lose the tournament on that hole. He had a 3-shot lead. He had a 3-shot lead at 1.4-shot lead. He shot 75. He shot 5 over on Sunday. Like
you shouldn't win on Sunday if you shoot 5 over.
No,
correct.
So, you should not win.
So that's another thing. And like I said, he had at one point JT was 8 shots back in the middle of the round. He started 7 and was 8 shots back and still won the golf tournament. Yep. Like that's golf. I mean, it's
like you've played a ton of golf, competitively, uncompetitively. You pulling driver in that situation?
I'm pulling the club that I hit all week. Because I feel most comfortable doing
driver,
so.
Like
you're hitting driver.
Yes. So,
you're hitting 85% of the greens at a driving average of 340 that week.
Yeah,
okay, like he was. You're pulling driver. And
unless like through the fairway gets me in trouble.
Listen. That hole, there's so much room left. So much room.
That's what I was gonna say. I think it was more of an issue of a little bit of course management, right? Like Mito, let's miss left here if you can. Maybe aim at the rough, and if it peels off to the right, then great.
He's got a natural draw. He's a natural drawer of the golf ball.
Yeah, he can't miss right there.
Did you see the swing he put on it, Evan?
No. I did. I saw was the ball trickle in the water, and I got lucky because I stepped in the golf cart at the right time.
Listen, you've seen, say, like yourself try to hit a blistering cut where you finish your hands so low and you're stepping away from. That's what he did. He tried to hit a big sweeping cut rather than just hit one right dead straight or a baby draw, and he had so much room left. He just took it. He took it too far right, made a bad swing, and made double. I mean, it's.
If you're gonna hit driver there, right? You pull driver, you swing like you have been all week long, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get it. Like these guys played 18. Mio probably played every single day up until Thursday because he just didn't know the golf course, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And he played 18 on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And I bet he hit 6 drivers.
And he is a second major appearance.
And he swung the same. Yeah, he swung the same way for those 6. And you're telling me that the 7th driver you hit with the tournament on the line, you're going to try to hit something that you're not accustomed to. It doesn't make any sense mentally.
Yeah, I use this analogy all the time. I mean, it's a hero zero moment. If that dude would have piped it down the middle, or his ball would have stayed right up on the edge and not trickled into the water, and he made bogey or par, we'd be thinking the ball's on that dude. That's a major championship play. It's the same thing as you look back and say when the Seahawks passed the ball on the goal line rather than giving it to Marshawn Lynch. If that pass would have been completed and they scored a touchdown, we all would have been like Pete Carroll with that unbelievable call. What a great call! Everyone thought he was going to run it on that play. What a great pass by Russell Wilson. Instead everyone's like, why wouldn't you just hand it off to the most dominant running back in the league at the time? Like, why?
Which even so, if the pass is completed, I'm still audibly asking everyone around me, why didn't they run that?
Yeah, but at the same time, you're thinking that was a great play. Like they won the Super Bowl on that play.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. It's just one of those things where common sense will always prevail.
It's such an easier thing to say, hindsight. It's so easy. Oh, if you were to just hit hybrid or 5 wood and only had like 230 in, who cares? That's another thing people don't realize. That hole plays it's a long hole.
Yeah.
Like even like JT it's an absolute just beautiful drive. He still had 185 yards in. Like it's not uphill.
Mm-hmm.
Like with bunkers guarding it like crazy in a tough pin location. Like it's a tough hole. It's one of the hardest holes in finishing holes in major championship history. It's ridiculously tough, and it is what it is. I mean, there's parts. There's obviously he pissed away the tournament, but you also got to give props that JT put himself in the situation. But still, it was his tournament to win, and he lost it. And it was all 18 holes, not just the last one.
Yeah. I was gonna say. I mean, he was over par heading into the last hole. Multiple. I mean, three over par, 4 over par.
Yeah, 3 over par.
He was
He had a one-shot lead.
Yeah,
he had a one-shot lead after starting the day with 3.
Yeah, of all holes to blame it on, even though he made double the last hole, he put himself in
many shots in a round of golf to blame on. You just can't blame it on one swing.
He could blame it. Could blame on a lot of bad swings that he made or a lot of other bad decisions.
Right. He just didn't execute one swing. That's just honestly the God's honest truth. Like Cal said, if he executes the swing, we're all standing here talking about.
No, he's still. I was gonna say it's the one. It really is the one swing.
Is one of the PGA in the Southern Hills. Like
yeah.
Just to also comment on, bro, when is he gonna snap out of it? Like Rory, when is he gonna snap out of it? Like it's gotta happen eventually, man. Like this is getting like almost scary ridiculous.
I mean, what? It's only been 10 years since he won, or no, 8 years since he won.
I'm not even worried about the win. Okay, it's not even about the win to me because I know winning.
Is it just playing consistent for 4 days in a row?
Yeah, it's like he literally falls asleep at the wheel. Like he literally, no joke, comes out, shoots a blazing 65, played lights out from the get-go. We were all talking about it, and then Friday
time he had a lead after the first round of major, didn't win.
On Friday and Saturday, like he didn't even have to go out and dominate. If he goes out there and shoots even par, one of the 2 days, he's only a couple shots back. And then, of course, for the 50,000th time, Rory does his classic Sunday front 9, makes a push, makes everyone be like, oh, wait, is Rory finally going to make it? Is he finally going to put the gas pedal through the floor and have a chance to win this thing? And then stalls out every time. Like, it's so crazy that we watch the same story from the same guy every single major every year. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's absolutely insane.
In his last 14 holes of the day, he had 11 straight birdie putts and didn't make a one.
And didn't make one, and he had under a 9-iron or below in his hands for every one of those shots.
Yeah, he played incredible on Thursday and Sunday, I would say.
That's crazy. Like
typically, so Rory went through this funk for like 3 or 4 years. It's really kind of still going on. Where I guess announcers kind of bugged it as Freaky Friday, where he would shoot over par Fridays of majors, where he essentially came out and shot a good round on Thursday to put himself in position. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it's It's tough to win a major for sure, but yeah.
I mean, like the thing is like I'm okay.
Andy had the good draw. He had the good draw. Good draw.
Like I'm okay if someone just doesn't have it that week, right? Like I'm okay if someone shows up to the tournament and it's just like Patrick Cantlay did not have it this week, and he missed the cut. Like I honestly,
Scotty missed the cut, didn't he?
Yeah, Scotty did. Scotty and Colin Morikawa did. No, Colin made the cut.
Yeah. DJ missed the cut.
DJ missed the cut. Like I am okay with someone just not having it. Like that's completely understandable. Like sometimes the course doesn't fit. Sometimes like the player just isn't peaking at the right time. But how much more of a peak do we want Rory to get? He was coming off of the Masters. I mean, he played like I think one tournament in between. He was coming off the Masters Sunday.
But the Masters Sunday when he was literally like 8 under.
Right, when he went nuts. Okay. So then he comes to Thursday and he goes 6 under. Okay, so now he's 14 under through 36 holes. Like this should be like the gas pedal should be so hard into the floor that he can't even see it. And he's just gonna go out there and shoot 1 or 2 under, 1 or 2 under, 1 or 2 under, maybe par, and he wins. Like he wins, like and like I know
he wins by like 7 shots.
Yeah, and I know the field came back to JT, which was super fortunate for him. But even if Rory was sitting at like 6-7 under par for the weekend, like I understand that would end up winning. But I'm just saying, like you started the week at 6 under, you had 54 holes to keep it at 6 under, or better. 54 holes to keep it at 6 under or better, and that golf course fits him. Like that is a course that fits him. It was like he was able to take angles and take it deep way more than everyone else. The greens were not like super quick or anything, like putted on slow greens, like definitely benefits a worse putter compared to a better one. And he legitimately shot 3 over in 54 holes, which was like complete opposite of what like I thought he was going to do. Like it's just crazy. Like because Cal and I were talking about the stories while I'm bringing it up. Because I think personally in 2022, and I think since like probably 2020, I think Justin Thomas is the only player on tour that doesn't have a hole in his game. Like he's the only player that you can like look at every asset of his game and you'd be like, yeah, that's not a weakness. Like it's definitely not a weakness compared to everyone else, right? Like his putting's good, great, one of the best iron players, great wedge player, great short game. Like
his putting is the only thing that may be below average.
It's not even below tour average, I don't think.
No, I'm just saying the only thing that could.
Yeah, it might be below average for his ability, but it's definitely not a liability by any means.
No.
Like, but there's like him. But then there's Rory Mcilroy, who is by far the most talented player on tour. By far.
Has historically the best swing ever.
Like Rory Mcilroy could do things that nobody else with a golf ball has ever been able to do. And I'm not just talking his distance. I'm talking the shots he can hit. I'm talking like the absolute heater that he can get on. Like if he's firing on all cylinders, he's the best player in the world. I don't think there's anybody better than him. And he just like it's so crazy. I thought we were going to see it. I thought we were going to be sitting.
No, legitimately I thought it was going to happen after Thursday. I was like, I watched his group the entire time because for obvious reasons.
Yeah, it's the best grouping in.
I mean, it was wild. Like, just a wild group.
Best grouping in major history I've ever seen.
No, I mean, after watching that, I was like, all right, Tiger played all right. Jordan hated himself a lot the entire time, but he played respectable. And then there's Rory, who just was hitting everything. I was like, okay, he's just
a different golf course.
Well, and again, I was like you guys have said, I mean, if he goes par 2 under, that puts him at 7 or 8 for the tournament going into Sunday.
Right.
He should have it.
Yeah, I think if you would have said to Rory on Friday after the round of golf that he played, that like with the course and the way that the weekend was going to look with the winds and everything, I think if you'd have told him, hey, Sunday morning you're going to wake up at 8 under, would you take that? And he would say absolutely, because that means he's only probably either in the lead or within a couple shots of the lead. And it just went backwards.
Well, and historically in major championships, majority of the time, when I keep saying the word draw, majority of the time, the harder draw is the morning Thursday, afternoon Friday. Okay, majority 9 times out of 10. Just happened to be this year on this tournament where the hardest draw was Thursday afternoon, Friday morning.
Yep.
He got the better end of the draw. He just literally fell on his face on Friday. Like, fell on his face. Shot, what, 75 or something like that?
Saturday. I mean, he was 600 and he was going into Sunday at even.
But he shot 65 and like 75. Or 64 and 75. Like, 9 shots different. Like, just...
it's... I don't know. I mean, look, Rory winning's good for the game. I want to see him win more. It's just one of those things. It's just like, goddamn, man.
No, it's just crazy.
He's long overdue to win another major for sure.
It's been 8 years.
Yeah.
Is he gonna wait 2 more and then just make it an even 10? Like,
it's wild. It's crazy to think. It's crazy to think. I mean, the dude was averaging on the first round 378 yards off the tee.
Yeah.
378. That's just ridiculous. And in control of it. It wasn't like he was just playing army golf.
He was mashing balls.
Yeah.
He was walloping.
Like, that Thursday was just demolishing balls.
I've never seen him hit a driver like that.
I think it was
or anybody.
It was the best driving performance of all time.
Like, again, like, Evan and I were freaking out about a 311-yard drive, but it was double-digit wind in his face uphill, lands at 311, and it rolled out to 327, where no one else was within 20 yards of him.
Yeah.
Dude was
multiple times, Rory hit in spots where there were 0 divots throughout the week.
Yeah. Yep.
Like,
he was the only one. Oh my God, I saw it on Sunday, I think, where he hit the same 3 fairways at the same 3 spots, and all 3 of the divots up there were him, and that was it.
Yeah.
I can't remember which hole it was, but that was nuts.
Okay, so wait, Rory, just to give you guys, just to let you know, so Rory he shot to 64, and then he shot, excuse me.
No, he shot 5 under the first day, right?
No, 6.
6.
Shit.
Then he shot 1 over on the second day, 71. And then on
That's not
round
bad.
3, he shot 4 over, shot 74.
I was going to say, so Saturday was the bad one.
And then shot 2 under on Sunday.
Yeah, he shit the bed on Saturday. So shooting 1 over on Friday is not horrible. It's not the end of the world. He didn't play himself. He didn't play himself out of the tournament.
It's horrible. The only reason why it's horrible is because that back 9 was the easiest the golf course has ever played.
Yeah.
Bubba had a chance to shoot 62.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, that Friday, a lot of people made really big moves. That didn't win the tournament, of course, but
I mean, Minto, he was one of those guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, Outdoors is one of those guys.
It was salvageable though, even though he played like shit on a really easy course.
Dude,
it was okay. It was okay.
On Friday, if he would have came, but like going into Saturday, I think the leader was 6 under going into Saturday.
No, I was gonna say he's in the top 5 if he's 5 under.
Because it was like JT, like Will's Outdoors, they're all around like 6 under. If you going into Saturday only 1 shot back, okay, perfect. I am
great spot.
That's probably better for him, anyways.
4 over when everyone else shot a couple under. Like, you lost to the field by 6 shots.
Rory's better chasing than he is holding, anyways.
Yeah, that's fine. No, but that's the thing that's like so crazy about that is like that's not true when it comes to majors because all 4 of his majors, he was leader after round 1 and he shot 65. All 4.
Yeah, I remember the one at Congressional. He won by 8 shots there.
Right.
He won by 8 shots at Kiowa too.
I know that it's because they put it on the TV when after he shot 65.
Yeah, he came back. He came back when he won at Valhalla.
Yes,
I believe
he did.
He beat Ricky. He's in the final group. He's in the final group.
Yeah, but he was he was in the final group, but I don't think he was leader wired all day.
Yeah, but I don't think he wasn't leader wire to wire. But I'm saying he wasn't like JT's was a comeback. I'm saying
that was a comeback. Yeah, of course.
2 to 3 shots.
He was down
he's got a comeback.
He was down 2 shots, I think, on 13 at Valhalla.
This is the first major that Rory's ever had where he led after the first 18 that he did not win.
That's what I'm saying. Wow. Like that's crazy. Like, I know we went on a tangent, but that's just because he's literally the face of golf.
Yeah, with Tiger being Tiger currently, yeah. I mean, it's Rory, and you can list off a couple other people, but it's Rory.
Yeah,
we're just lucky. Honestly, we're just lucky Tiger can still play.
No, I mean, look, we were all on this. We were all on camera saying Tiger's probably never going to play again outside of maybe a couple majors the rest of his career. And I mean, he's already played two.
He already said he's not playing any of the tournaments other than majors.
Well, he already said
that was documented.
He's not going to play the U.S. Open. He's circled St. Andrews, and that's where he's going to play next.
Gotcha.
Well, he did enter in the U.S. Open because he's eligible to play in it, so we don't know. But
yeah.
By the way,
it's at the country club.
Genuine question for someone uneducated and all the people listening. Why the can't he use a cart like John Daly?
That's a great question. I think it's all pride.
Yeah. Technically, if he gets the medical clearance, he's allowed.
Yeah. Oh my God. If John Daly
went to court for it.
Yeah, you gotta go. He's got to go to the World's End to make it happen. See, I think
I mean, look again.
He won't play before he does that.
No, I agree, but realistically, like, I mean, you guys have played tournaments way more than I have. You've walked for 4 days. It's physically draining, and this man is still coming back off of literally an amputated leg. Like, can he please just get a cart?
When I did the U.S. Open qualifier,
can he get a cart, please?
When I did the U.S. Open qualifier, I was walking at the time. I was an avid walker, and I played the practice round on Friday, and it's a different type of walking. Am I frozen for you guys?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, but your sound is fine.
But it's a different type of walking because, especially when you're practice round and stuff. I don't know why I just went super zoomed in. When you're practice, especially when the practice round stuff, you're going to different spots, thinking of where you might hit the ball, and you're hitting shots from there and all that kind of stuff. And then you wake up the next day and then go play in the tournament. It's just you're constantly thinking your body's going through pretty much hell through the whole thing, and let alone doing it 4 days. It's a grind. People don't realize it, but it's an absolute grind.
When I walked in Bandon this year, the last day I had a blood blister on the back of my foot.
You were also playing in rain.
Right. I mean, but like,
I know,
but I don't understand.
But that's what I'm saying is if Tiger can just drive there and just hop out, do a little couple stretches, get a little wiggle in there, and like hit the ball, I think he plays better and definitely can play longer into the weekend.
For sure, it's just so like
100%. His golf gets worse the longer his leg.
I mean, I said it on Friday. I said it on Friday when we were in our group chat. I'm like, he withdraws. Like,
no, you did.
I can't believe he played Saturday.
I was shocked.
I was surprised he played Saturday too. He hurt himself.
He played Saturday though because he wasn't out of it yet. He was only 2 over. Like, he was not out of it yet.
No, by the end of day, he was what, like 15 over?
I wasn't talking about score-wise.
By the start of the back 9, he was out of it. So, like, that's why he went.
No, I was going to say, I think I saw a check-in on him, and he was, like, double digits.
Only 7-8 shots on a weekend in a major, you're not out of it yet. If you go out there and post
look
66.
Look at JT.
Yeah, exactly. If you go out there and post a 66.
But when I said it, it wasn't.
You got a chance.
When I said it had nothing to do with the score, it had everything to do with he was barely getting up the last 4 holes of the tournament. He was limping.
But again, we saw this at the Masters too, and I knew this was going to be an issue here, even if he did make it. Like, after Friday, we were all like, "Oh, he's cooked."
Well, they said too. They said this is the second hardest walk of the season this year. It's on Southern Hills. Like, even if it's in Oklahoma or whatever, they said it was equal, almost as equal to Augusta walking wise.
Yeah.
Difficulty.
I wonder what the walk is like at the country club. It's in Mass. Can be hilly.
I don't think it's that hilly. I don't think it's
no.
I mean, St. Andrews is a walk in the park. I mean, honestly.
But the thing is,
he's playing St. Andrews.
It's literally a park.
Quite literally, it's very, very, very flat.
It's
as long as it doesn't.
There's some rolling hills, really, and that's it.
It literally is a park. It turns into a park at night.
As long as it's not very cold.
A park on Sunday.
Yeah. On Sunday,
as long as it's not very cold, he'll be fine. Like, he can't play in the cold, from what he said. It bothers him.
No, yeah.
Well, I'm 28, and the cold bothers my joints.
Yeah, dude, that temperature plummeted on Sunday. Saturday, plummeted. Like, it was freezing for them out there.
We got a foot of snow in Denver on Saturday, dude.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
It was 88 Thursday.
Yeah.
That is actually ridiculous, Ty.
Well, you guys had that huge cold front that came across, and they were part of it.
No, I was going to say, it hit, again, Colorado and Oklahoma are relatively close, speaking.
Yeah.
Well, here, the thing is, what I take away from it is that it's literally physically incredible that not even just physically, but like skill-wise, that he's able to make the cut at a major. He's made 2 cuts at a major now, and there's probably, if you had to really think about it, there's probably only about 20 guys that you can say that for. Maybe 20 at most.
And he's going to make the cut at St. Andrews, too.
And he'll probably make the cut at St. Andrews.
I pray to God that he – I don't know. I don't want him to play in the US Open. I don't think he can win, especially the way he is right now.
I want him to play and make the cut. I do.
I think that he can win at St. Andrews.
If he's healthy. If he continues to get healthier.
He's never going to be healthy again. I think he's always going to have a limit.
No, okay, but what I mean by healthy is...
But if he can last 4 rounds.
If he can last 4 rounds, that's
healthy to me. I'm saying him being able to win 4 rounds of golf...
I think that he can win.
At the level he wants to compete at.
Yeah.
Because he can't do that right now.
The only thing he needs, what he actually needs at St. Andrews for him to do, I don't think he'll be able to go out there and fire a 16 under. Like that has one there before it, that low. I don't think he's got that. What he needs is a good draw and a semi-crappier weather, not cold, but like windy, rainy, and the score being like 8 under, like this one was.
I was going to say 8 or 9 under, I think, is a good spot for Tiger right now.
I think Tiger Woods can shoot 16 under at St. Andrews if his leg is performing. Okay, so the first hole of the day when he plays, he plays almost every day, he damn near birdies it because his leg's good.
It's fresh.
If his leg can hold up to that level for 4 rounds of golf, I will pick him to win every week, especially at St. Andrews.
Yeah.
Like I would say he's a contender to win every week, especially at St. Andrews. Yep. But I don't think his leg's going to ever be able to hold up the way that he wants to. So I think we're going to see like a Freddie Couple style major turnout for the rest of his career. Where he looks really good because his leg's good, but then boy, by the time that 54th hole finishes, he's like I'm dead.
Well, and that's genuinely,
he's saying that he's getting stronger like by every week, and to be honest, we're like a year and only a few months removed from it happening.
I was going to say it was just over a year ago.
We're almost 18 months from it.
Yeah, I mean, he almost had his leg amputated, so
he almost died.
He almost died. Yeah. So, will his leg be better by when he's 50? I hope it might be.
If he wins again,
greatest comeback ever.
He already had that once.
He would top himself.
He would top himself.
I was going to say, beating Painkiller is almost getting your leg amputated.
To be honest with you, if he wins a major because of everything that's happened to him in the last 18 months, he surpasses Jack even if he never beats him in majors.
He will take the spot of the best major championship.
Yeah,
behind Phil.
Yes.
Phil's championship last year is the best major championship ever.
Yes, I agree.
By far,
I agree.
I think he would. In my opinion, he'd be great. That would be greater than Phil's.
For sure.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. He would take that. He would take that spot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm saying he'd have the first.
Phil
would be second.
I still think Tiger's in 2018.
He was Tiger in 2019
right now.
over
That's
Bill. No, Evan.
Yeah,
no,
it's the greatest comeback in history.
No, think about it in your head though. Just think about it in your head. Tiger Woods playing at a place he's already won at 4 times. It's a course he plays at every year. Okay. I'm going to say it's an easier golf course than Kiowa Island playing in that PGA Championship last year. Okay. And Phil is 52 years old. And he won.
Yeah, I understand. It's just Tiger, also.
It's 1 and 2. It's 1 and 2.
It's 1 and 2.
Yeah, Tiger could also never.
But I'm just saying,
he could never walk.
What Phil did last year was the most improbable win in major championship history. So in that mind, and because he was 52 years old when he won.
Yeah, well, just odds alone. Go look at Tiger's odds when he won. When he won it at Augusta. Go look at his odds. I guarantee it was way better than Phil's was when he won at Kiowa.
100%. Dude,
Augusta, well, that's because Tiger just in the past, anytime he enters a tournament, nobody's going to give him crazy odds to win.
Phil, but
because it's Tiger Woods.
It's Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson's the top 10 player of all time.
Yeah, you're talking about Phil though too. Like it's not like you're talking about like
Fred.
I think the 18 major, the 18 or 19 Masters was probably more improbable. But I definitely think Phil's probably second for sure.
I mean, like the reason why, like, I can understand you saying one was like bigger than the other, but improbable is like strictly off of like odds and like.
Keel was playing.
I will take Tiger Woods playing Augusta every year before I take Phil Mickelson winning another major past the age of 50. Like, no matter what major it was.
Right, but I mean, I'm just saying that Tiger, there was rumors of him never playing the game again before that. Let alone winning a tournament.
I mean, he did play a year or so before that.
He had countless back surgeries to the point where he couldn't even walk.
Playing regularly on tour before that, going into that.
Right? Yeah, he played up to it. What, like 9 months or so? He won the the tour championship.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Before. But I mean, I'm just saying, like
7 months.
Name the last PGA Tour Phil won before the Keel one.
I have to go back and check
that one.
It's like the only thing he won before that was a Champions Tour event. Like Phil also Kiowa was playing at an U.S. Open like caliber.
Yeah, dude, that course was so hard.
And on top of it, Phil beat out Brooks Koepka, who was one of the hottest players, one of the majors players in history.
Yeah, it was good.
It was crazy. But either way, also, before we move on, because we've been on golf for a while, but
yes.
Top 25 out of Ricky.
Oh my God. Trending.
He made a check this week.
Listen, that son of a bitch, if he would just made a couple putts, he would have been right there. That dude.
I mean, but Cal, do you really want him right there just to break your heart again? Like,
I watched every shot, and that dude was flag hunting the entire week, and he couldn't make a putt. Couldn't buy one. But then made a 35-footer out of nowhere. This is just horrible. But, but either way, another great major championship. Literally, like Kador talked about it. We couldn't have asked for two better major championships. I know Scheffler kind of blew out the field. I mean, he fell back a little bit on the last hole. But having Scottie Scheffler, the world number one, win the Masters, and then arguably one of probably the third or fourth biggest face. Why is my camera doing this? You're expensive. One of the biggest faces, probably third or fourth biggest face in golf, win this one the way he did. It was just great. I mean, you can't ask for much better.
Yeah, you're right. And we got great venues coming up too. We got the Country Club and then St. Andrews at the end of the year. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say St. Andrews is gonna put out a good champion too.
Oh yeah,
like
always does.
It really does always do. I mean, last one was Zach Johnson. I mean,
Zach Johnson. He beat Spieth when Spieth could have got the. He was going for the Grand Slam in 1 year.
Grand Slam, Zach Johnson. You're right.
Yep. Yeah, Zach Johnson won.
Daddy Spieth might win at St. Andrews this year. If he has a chance to win one this year, it's there.
He's got to get his head out of the trash can.
I was going to say, can he just mentally get right?
I honestly hate the way he's playing right now.
Yeah, so do I.
He's hitting a huge slap cut, and it's just like,
Ev.
I just don't like it.
Ev.
I don't like
it. He always like top 10 strokes gained this year.
No, he actually hit the ball really well. He couldn't putt for shit.
Yeah, no, I was going to say he hit it well, but
that mother
no. Guys, the son of a bitch literally on 18 and on the first day just striped one right down there and thought it went in the water. It was sitting up so pretty on the fairway right next to the little bit of water. And he's just over there smacking his bag pissed off. And I'm like, I know you can't see it, but like, fucking calm down.
The dude, if the greens roll slower than a 14, he can't putt on them.
Ev.
He can't putt on
them. For Spieth this year.
Yeah, Spieth.
Listen to his stats this year and tell me that like what the swing changes he's made isn't working. So he's 26 in strokes gained off the tee, 13th in approach to the green, 39th in around the green. He's negative .386 putting strokes gained right now. 177th on tour.
Horrible.
Tee to green, he's 8th on tour, and strokes gained total, he's 33rd with that bad of putting.
He may need to switch putter. He may need to switch putters for a week just to get a different feel.
Dead ass. Give him something different for a little bit. I would say that.
I don't think he'll ever do that though.
No, he won't.
What I would for him, I don't know how important this is. No, and by the way, kid, I'm just saying like I I think honestly,
like the rehearsal. Let's just be honest.
I don't like the rehearsal, and I kind of selectively watched him play this weekend, where I watched him hit a lot of really bad shots.
Right.
And I just didn't the bad shots that he hit were bloopers to the right, and that miss is god awful.
He calls them shanks.
That one
they are. I mean, they're not shanks, but I mean, like they're.
He calls them shanks.
Horrible shank.
They probably didn't miss the center of the club face. It's just the swing path was so bad that shot, and he calls them.
It's so exaggerated. I feel like. I mean, if he's trying to come over the top, he's there.
The only reason why I argued it is because he literally just won like 3 weeks ago. And then last week before the PGA Championship, he was runner-up.
He played well. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so like, that's why I was saying, like, dude, like that's.
I just think that rehearsal, he's done it so many times that he's actually some of those misses he's actually coming over the top and he's hitting it like a 15 handicap and it's blooping to the right, 250 yards.
Yeah, I understand.
He's ganking a driver 250.
I do that sometimes when I'm doing my practice swing. I'm practicing my because I'm the same way with him. I come too far inside a lot of times. I practice in my practice swing, feel like I'm coming over the top, hitting a cut, and then I'll just hit like literally the bottom of the club face and just snake, like just it's not a shank. It literally just goes straight right because I do it all the time. I'm literally the same exact thing.
Yeah.
His goes 275 and on his bad one, and mine goes 235. I'm a bad.
Yeah,
one.
that's another thing. Like, he's top 10 in driving distance too. Like, that's good. I'll take that.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. His driving distance, his overall driving distance, I think it's. I saw a tweet on it. It's above DJ, Rory, Xander, Rahm, like a bunch of other people. Overall driving distance. I just had it pulled up. I'll go back to it.
You're already through the PGA Championship.
Hey, the Steelers got their guy, by the way.
35th is his driving overall. No, sorry. His overall driving distance is 302.8. I was right. He was 11th, not 10th. Sorry.
I have 307 here.
That's averaging. His driving distance, not his overall driving distance. All drives. It's right beside it. 302.8.
Okay. Well, you see, 33rd. I mean, I guess it's not.
No. Like overall driving distance of all drives, he's 11th. That's what I was saying.
I don't know where you're seeing this because I'm on PGAtour.com and I'm just seeing the average.
Go to performance. Are you under performance?
No, I'm on off the tee.
Off the tee. If you scroll down, there's strokes tee to green, strokes gained off the tee, driving distance, all drives.
Let me see if I click on him. Is it?
Dude, it's right beside.
Okay. Well, performance. Yeah. I was on a different.
Oh, okay.
But to a great transition. The NBA teams, all NBA teams just list came out now.
We covered that already.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
I wasn't here.
Yep, Cade literally covered it right when it got dropped.
After looking at it, can you find a snub?
So then why'd we talk about now we're waiting to talk about NBA now?
Because we had the Mile High question. Because he did this prior to me asking the Mile High question, which was about hockey. So
poor organization.
It's Kate's fault.
It was breaking news. So
it was breaking news.
Did you find it? Yeah, I know you're gonna keep looking until you find it. Did you find it?
No, all I'm seeing is he's literally 35th off the tee.
And by the way, Ty, where do you see that we got our guy?
I'll just send it to you.
Can you just screenshot it for me?
Yeah, I'll send it to you because you're just gonna keep looking at it forever.
Well, yeah, I'm reading all the stats.
Ian Rappaport said Andy Weidel is going to be the VP, the assistant GM, which means Omar Khan is probably going to replace Kevin Colbert.
I don't know if is Omar Khan related to any of the Khans that are in power?
Yeah, okay. Best friends.
Don't be racist, Evan.
I'm not being racist. I'm not a fan of the Jaguars management by any means. Tony Khan.
No, I literally just came in.
Yep. Cal, though, before we get into too deep into the NBA playoffs, did you see any snubs on that list for the NBA All NBA teams?
The only thing that I would say is I think Steph should have been first team.
Over Booker. You can't put him over Doncic. Can't put him over.
I'd put him over Booker.
Yeah, put him over Booker.
Put him over Booker. Other than that, I mean, I like it.
Do you know which one I actually thought of, Cal? Which I'm not saying is like a huge snub because I think it's pretty accurate. But Darius Garland probably could have deserved a little bit more love than what he got.
Yeah, but do you put him over Chris Paul or Trae Young?
Dude, I don't know, man.
Trae Young had a great year.
He did, but he's just
Chris Paul also had a phenomenal year.
Yeah, and so did John Morant. Like you're talking about guards.
I'm okay. I'm okay with those. But
I would just flip flop. I flip flop Steph and Booker. That's the only thing I would do.
But I was just saying the reason why I said Darius Garland is because Darius Garland, before they had all those injuries, the Mobley and Jared Allen, and they pretty much lost their whole front court, they were a top 4 seed in the East. The last 20 games they fell out of it because they literally.
If it wasn't for his stance and COVID, Kyrie would have been on second team.
He did not play enough games, no shot.
I said if it wasn't.
I know they were good.
No, yeah. I'm saying if it wasn't,
Kyrie,
like I said, if it wasn't for COVID and his stance on things, he would be in second team.
Nah, it's just because he was fresh when he came in. Everyone else was tired.
Either way, the dude was balling.
He was playing very good basketball.
I also, when it comes to these teams, I don't think the MVP should be on the first team. I think he's his own category, and he's the MVP, and then it goes first team. No, I mean Ty. I mean he got.
No, I agree. I've said this every year.
I get it.
It adds an extra spot for someone. You know.
It does.
Because
I agree with Cal that if we give Jokic the MVP, then Joel Embiid should be the first team all center.
Yeah.
Right. I agree with that.
And I'm not even just saying that because of the 76ers. I'm just saying, I've always said it. I've said it when we were in high school. That, like, when they did all-star teams and stuff like that, the player of the year should not be in the first team. No. It opens up another spot for someone. I've said that about every year.
By the way, just talking about, like, oh, my gosh, just had it stuck in my head now. It was basketball.
Did the defensive teams come out?
Yeah, they did. Oh, Giannis. Giannis is the only player in the last 4 years to get 100 out of 100 votes for first team all-team.
Which is not surprising.
But it is, though, because 100 out of 100 people for all of them, that's pretty impressive.
Well, okay, but you got to remember, in the last 4 years, he won back-to-back MVPs, and he's been regarded as in the MVP conversation all 4 years, where he's been second, third, or first.
For sure. But just 100 out of 100 is hard to do. That's what I'm saying.
It's also hard to not vote for a 6'9", like 230-pound dude that is literally a freak.
Yeah, like it's just there's always that one dude, right? Like LeBron got voted into third team because
just to keep his streak at 18. Yep.
Because he's the only player on that whole list that didn't make the playoffs and also played only 55 games.
Yeah,
like,
he should not have been there.
Why
he shouldn't have been there.
Like, if we're going to do, like, small forwards, like Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler's a snub for sure. I wouldn't say a snub, but he should be in talks. I mean,
he should be in there over LeBron James. LeBron James played on not even a play-in team in the NBA. Not even a play-in team, okay? And played 55 games. No, I could name 3 forwards in the NBA who should be in there over him right now, off the top of my head. Not even a thought.
Where was LaVine?
Yeah. Levine was banged up though.
I know he was.
That's fair. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. Ooh.
Played really well. Wait, DeMar?
Ooh. Speaking of players who didn't make the playoffs, that could have made it, DeJounte Murray.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, he is.
That's a good one because he was a dog. He'll make it. He'll make it though. He's really good.
I think they left out Zion, too.
Oh, man. What are we going to do about that?
We're not talking about the Golden Corral's first team. I forgot about that.
That's kind of funny. First team Golden Corral.
With Zion's first overall selection, he takes Bubba Gump Shrimp.
That's funny, dude.
He win Most Improved Player if he comes back next year.
Stop.
Probably will. He'll get comeback
player of the year.
Yeah, there is 100%. No comeback player of the year in the NBA.
Unofficially.
They'll make one for him though. Actually, you know who I actually just thought about could have been a good pick over LeBron for forward? Brandon Ingram.
Ingram had a really good year, actually. Yeah.
Yep, Brandon Ingram had a really good year. I would say
I would say him over LeBron, actually, yeah.
I would say he's more deserving. He made the playoffs, was probably the best player on their team.
No, was the best player on their team.
Yeah, like him and CJ McCollum turned that around quick. Like,
well, again, Brandon was doing it without him.
Did they get to a series?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. They got swept.
They got swept by the Suns.
Suns, yeah.
No.
They
lost one game. It was a 5 game.
Yeah, it was a 5-game series.
Yep. Yeah, I would say Brandon Ingram. That's actually a good pick.
Yeah, no, I would put him over LeBron for sure. And It's not just like slander or anything. I think this year he was a better player than LeBron.
I mean, LeBron averaged 30 this year, 38-6.
That's great. They missed the playoffs.
Bro,
looking at Brandon Ingram, who had the same exact amount of games played, averaged 22, 5, 6, and 6.
One made the playoffs and one didn't even make a play-in game.
I get it, but I mean,
I could go play one game this season and score 35 and average 35 points for the game.
I mean, like, you got to think, like, you got to look at it this way, though. Like, every player on that list made the playoffs but one.
Okay.
In the easiest times to ever
38-6.
It's the easiest times ever.
Evan, if it went off, but you're not understanding. If it went off individual stat, then he would have made first team.
Correct. What does it go off of then? I don't understand.
It goes off of individual stat, team accolade, like everything. Like there's reasons why. There's a reason why Devin Booker is in front of Steph Curry, and that's because the Suns were the number 1 team in the NBA, right? Like we take like into consideration what's going on around them. So like Jokic probably won MVP because his 2 other starting max players were out that year.
Literally had nobody.
If that wasn't the case and they put up the same numbers, he probably wouldn't have won MVP this year.
Absolutely not.
He wouldn't have. So, like, you have to take that in consideration. Like, if you're a player like Luka Doncic, who didn't finish a top 3 team in the West, but he was fantastic, right? Unbelievably good. He finished ahead of Chris Paul and finished ahead of Steph Curry. Why? Because Luka Doncic doesn't have as much going on around him as Steph Curry does. Like, that's like there's more factors than just like a stat line. Because if it went off just stat line, then probably, like Cal said, Kyrie Irving would have made one of the teams. Like, Ja Morant didn't play enough games, in my opinion, to be second team. That's just me, though.
But he was really good.
The Grizzlies haven't made the playoffs in years, and they were a 2 seed.
And it's also with the whole
it's hard for me to think like, somebody that averages that stat line doesn't make any of the first, second, or third.
It's hard for me to think of it this way.
Bradley Beal?
Think of it this way.
Bradley Beal's done that like 3 times, and he's never made an NBL team.
Also, think of it this way, too. It's really hard to think of someone on an NBA team to average 30 points and their team not make the playoffs in the easiest time ever to make the playoffs.
I don't even care if the Lakers would have made the play-in game. If the Lakers would have made the play-in game and they lost, I wouldn't even be saying this right now. They didn't even make the play-in game.
There's 4 teams in the entire NBA that doesn't make the playoffs now. 4.
On each conference. Each conference.
Yeah.
Each conference.
So 8, yeah.
So you're a bottom 4 team in your conference, and sure, you put up good numbers. Like, I'm just saying everyone else on there made playoffs. That's all. Like, Jaylen Brown, who was on the 2 seed in the East, who turned the Celtics around from being out in the play-in game to be in the 2 seed. I mean, and he probably averaged 22, 23 a game. Probably shot pretty good numbers. Plays great defense. That's me. That's just my opinion, though. Like, and that's not even against LeBron James, because I've advocated for guys like what we were saying the opposite way, like Bradley Beal, who has carried a really bad franchise, putting up 30 points per game, winning a scoring title, and not making an All-NBA team. Like, that's crazy. Like, he should make an All-NBA team. And he didn't. So, like, I would
agree that the scoring champion should make one of the 3 lineups.
And he hasn't.
And it's
let me ask you this, Evan. Are we really?
Maybe it's more of a problem with how that's constructed, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, let's just say like Jimmy Butler. Like, Jimmy Butler is not on that list over LeBron James, and he was the 1 seed for the best team in the best team in the East.
You also, that's true. I mean, I don't know what his. You also said he had a bad regular season, so
I think he averaged like 21 or 22 a game, but it doesn't matter because like Devin Booker, not Devin Booker, but like Who's
but
another
also
player
Jimmy also definitely plays better defense than LeBron, night in and night out.
Like,
it's not even a question. Yeah, you got to be
blind. Winning basketball. Like, no matter what, he played winning basketball. Like, he won more games. And arguably, going into the season, the Lakers were the number two favorite.
Plus 450 to make the finals.
Yeah, was to win it all. Was like plus even money pretty much. And they don't even make the playoffs. I don't think anybody from that team should sniff any regular season award. Like, that's crazy. They're the only team to ever do it.
It's fair.
Also, hey, not a hot take, and I know they won a fraudulent Disney Cup, but Cup even. The Lakers are better if they don't get LeBron and AD, and they keep the core they had.
What was the core they had?
Lonzo, D'Lo, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle. Julius Randle.
I mean, to be honest, it's a fair argument. They last year. Okay, remind me what happened.
The only argument that I'll make is I don't know if they win a title.
I don't know if they win a title either, but are we counting the bubble as a real title?
They don't.
What I'm saying, not yet. They don't win a championship yet.
Valid.
They could win a championship easily with the type of players they are now.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It might not have been a quick turnaround as LeBron did in the bubble. But
I think the better statement for me, in my opinion, is I think the Lakers were better off not trading for Anthony Davis and running with LeBron and the young core they had.
Yes.
I think that's the.
I like that. Yeah.
I think that's the better statement because I don't think they win a title without LeBron, but with LeBron with that young core of players wins a title. And if they don't win a title,
D'Lo, Lonzo,
and if they don't,
Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, do they develop into the players that they are today with staying being at the Lakers? Their entire.
I mean, it's all hypothetical is the thing. I mean, that's the thing. But say they did, like
Lonzo. I would say Lonzo would probably be just about close to the same player. I'm not sure if Brandon Ingram would be. And D'Lo
developing before LeBron though. He was going to be a scoring threat no matter what. Like
the reason why the Pelicans were okay
with the trade. This year had a wing that came in and averaged 22 a game for him.
That'd be amazing.
Now he's just got Westbrook, and
that's what I'm saying. Like,
now he's stuck with one of the worst lineups.
He had one of the better 3-and-D point guards in the league in Lonzo Ball, who can create on his own as well. Probably a really good fit.
He'll also actually play defense.
Right. Like
makes up for LeBron not playing really much defense.
Right. And also, with all this going on, you have the money to get a guy like DeMar DeRozan, who would have been the veteran to come in and help LeBron with those young pieces this year when they could have signed him last year instead of having AD paying him, $37 million a year to play 45 games. And in those 45 games, he's recovering probably 15 of them from an injury he had.
He was god-awful.
Yes.
Number 2 player in the league, never forget.
God-awful.
Never forget. Greatest list ever created.
All right, do we want to get on to bets or where are we at?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do bets.
Hey,
let's do bets.
Western Conference Finals, 3-0 Warriors. They're probably going to sweep tonight.
No, they're not.
They're just so good.
They're currently down almost 20.
Okay, then the NBA is still rigged. That's proof. We can't get a sweep.
Fact.
And then, what is it? 2-2 in the most dumb series I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's
Miami and Boston. There has not been a game that's been less than a win by 10 points, which makes no sense.
It's actually been really boring to watch.
It's been terrible.
It's just
the Western. I think the Celtics close it out, though.
It's weird to say that the Warriors series they're up 3-0. It's been a better series to watch because each game has been tight.
Yeah, it's been competitive.
Yeah.
Is Luka going off?
I'm looking forward to can the Celtics close it out by next Tuesday?
Yes.
I will be looking forward to hearing how everyone thinks that the Celtics are going to play defense versus the Warriors.
I think they have a better chance.
I think they match up better defensively.
I think they match up better. I think if the Warriors
Marcus Smart when healthy is a dog.
Yeah, I think with the Warriors play the Heat, I think that the Warriors win in 6. If the Warriors play the Heat, the Celtics, I could see it going Game 7.
If they can get rid of Steph Curry, which it's almost impossible to do. You cannot get rid of Steph Curry.
So if I had to be a betting man, I don't think there's out of the 4 teams that are playing right now that there's a team that can go 6 games with the Warriors. I mean, more than 6 games. That's 6 games at the max for me.
Celtics in 5.
Unless they're hurt.
Yeah, I mean, we can't consider that. We have to consider everyone's fine. Because right now, the Warriors are the deepest team in the league because they literally have 4 guys who can score 30 every night. Like, literally every night.
And a couple of them off the bench, right?
I mean, Jordan Poole. Yeah, Jordan
Poole.
He's off the bench. Yeah.
Like, and that's not even counting, like, Moses Moody, who comes in and can get you 12 to 15 as a rookie just because he's so physically dominant. Like, he's a matchup nightmare. The only thing about the Celtics that I like more than the Heat is that defensively, I think the Warriors will struggle more with Boston because they're just all wings. Like Marcus Smart's 6'4" starting point guard, and then it's 6'7" Brown, 6'9", 6'10" Tatum. Horford's a big guy. Robert Williams is a big guy. Who am I missing? That's also a wing that plays.
Who is Draymond guarding? Tatum.
Probably Tatum.
Has to be Tatum.
No, he's gonna probably guard Horford because who else is gonna guard Horford? Looney? For like
I mean, then if you're putting Wiggins on Tatum, give me Tatum all day.
Huh?
You said that like you were so sad for some reason. Who else is going to guard Horford?
Horford, bro.
So who's guarding Tatum? Thompson?
Wiggins.
I mean, Andrew Wiggins. And I'm perfectly okay with that.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, I'm perfectly okay. He's just as long,
Andrew Wiggins is a good defender, right?
Yes, he is. When he wants to be, he has 100%.
He's
going to have to be if he wants to win a championship.
Dude, he's actually done a pretty good job on Luka, like all things considered, because like nobody can guard Luka, so it's like, what are you gonna do?
Agreed.
All right, what are we doing for bets, boys?
Anderson just punched McDavid in the head.
Good.
Uh-oh.
How about that guy in the airport terminal that just absolutely decked that security guard, though?
Well, the security guard hit him first.
That's what I'm saying. It was awesome.
All right, bets. I got to pull up my little handy-dandy Excel sheet here, see how everyone did.
I never even put in last week, so.
I think I have it in the Excel.
Okay, I had Angels first 5 and Penn's money line, so.
What did I bet?
I'm pretty sure I went 0-2.
I don't know about either. So
I will tell you.
So
what did I bet, Ty? Do you have it written down?
Yeah, I went 0-2.
Cade, you bet. I think it was you had Milwaukee plus 5.5 and the Warriors under 219.5.
Okay, so I know the Milwaukee one hit because they won the game that day.
I lost the Red Sox.
I don't even know where the units are, to be honest. I've lost track.
Ty, what was the date of that?
Dog, I don't know.
2
weeks ago.
I'll tell you. It was the 10th.
So under what I say?
You said under 219.5.
Oh my god!
I lost the Red Sox bet on a walk-off.
Wait. Let me see.
That's brutal.
112
yes.
plus
it's very brutal.
7, 199. So I hit that one, Ty.
Good shit.
Okay, and then I did the.
I'm not writing down any of this. I will do this all another time.
No, I know, but I'm doing the games on my May 10th. Okay. I made the bet for the Bucks, won the game by 3, so I went 2-0 in that.
I'm very happy for you.
Kate, I have Milwaukee plus 5.5 and Warriors under 219 and 0.5.
And they won both.
Okay. And then I think I lost both, pretty sure. Pens. I know I lost the Pens money line. And I think I lost the Capitals.
Game 5.
Yeah.
Completely.
Well, I might have won the Capitals one then.
What was it was okay, hold on, I'll go look for you.
Because Capitals lost in game 7.
I have my 2 bets already.
All right, go ahead, Cal.
I'm taking the New York Rangers money line plus 116.
So Evan, that game was probably what the fuck?
In 2 days on Friday? Or Thursday?
Thursday.
Who'd you take for that Capitals bet, Ev?
Capitals, money line.
The Panthers won.
Okay.
So you went
over.
over.
Go ahead,
Cal. So Rangers plus 116 money line. Then I'm taking on tomorrow night 8:30 Miami Heat at home money line plus 106.
Yep.
All right, I got mine.
When's Marcus Smart returning?
Yesterday.
He did not play yesterday.
Yeah, no, I got mine. Evan,
He played
you good?
games 2 and 3 and then didn't play games 4.
Yeah, give me Celtics -1.5 because why not?
Fuck you.
Damn, we're all in the same boat.
That's -114. And then give me Tony Finau top 20 at +170.
Oh, Colonium. No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Zalatoris is plus money. He's +105 to finish in the top 20. I almost had to take that. But
Yes. Let's go.
I don't-
David with another point.
I think you guys are all missing the ball on this one.
T, what was the plus on Tony?
+170 top 20.
Are you ready, kid?
I got one. I don't have my second one yet. If you want me to, if you're good, you can take it.
I don't have either.
Oh, okay. Well, you can write down this one for me. I'm
I
taking
got
the
it.
Miami. I'm taking Miami and Boston over 203.5 at -110. I don't know how you guys aren't betting that.
What's the
What?
Wait, what?
Oh, over 203.5. That's only 100 points per game, pretty much.
I like the home team being underdogs.
I do too. But
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the overall. Here, Ev, let me do I'm gonna do a golf one as well. Because
Bitch.
Let's see.
okay, top 20, Ev. Okay. Max Homa +110. My boy Maxi.
He's been playing well.
Yeah, he is. No idea how Finau's playing. I just like +170.
He did okay this weekend. It was okay.
He's okay this weekend, but he's
It was
not
his
been
best.
good
It was
this
his best major finish he's had in like a year and a half.
I was gonna say, isn't he always floating around the top for these fucking
Usually,
events?
but the last like year or two, he didn't have he missed the cut like 50% of the time, and when he did make the cut, he was in the bottom side of the cut.
Gotcha.
He's been struggling a little bit.
Taking Colorado -1.5.
Honestly, ever since
You absolute
Tiger,
donkey.
Ever since he blew up playing against Tiger. Honestly, it was the last time that.
Oh, I mean, he was good enough to make the Ryder Cup team this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
You're really taking that at even money.
Wait, he didn't make the Ryder Cup this team.
Yeah.
This year.
I'm also taking
I
the
think he did.
Rangers.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
I don't think he did.
Money
Did he?
Rags on Thursday.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Rags on Thursday.
Money line.
Although, my goodness, Carolina -1.5 is almost +200.
Again,
I don't think he
the
did.
puck lines
I can't
have
root for the Canes though.
He
I
did.
have so
You're
much
right, he
money
did.
on the Rangers.
right there. I'll root for him all the way up until the cup for you, but that's it.
Well, yeah, of course. Unless you don't play the Avalanche, then
Fuck McDavid.
How was the game?
Game's always a good time. I had no voice, and we went to overtime 1-3-2. It was awesome.
yeah, Electric City in there in Ball Arena.
I was gonna say, there's a video that literally blows your speakers out of when they scored the overtime goal. Like I was watching it, like when Evan and I were playing hockey, and he was like, "My eardrums are blown out."
Oh,
So
they're now +118. I'm going to switch our lines here. Go. We want an extra $2.
Yeah, they just went up. So
Oh,
Rags
yeah.
+118.
The Rangers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Of course, I don't do the hockey parlay.
So
and I
you
would've
really
been
think
right.
Carolina's
Again.
gonna lose the first game all postseason at home?
Yes.
Okay.
Listen, I'm only doing it
listen,
because of the odds.
I stick by my guns. I mean, I said that
So-
the team of the two there, I think that Carolina or New York can go in and take one from Carolina
No, I know you said that.
because of Igor. And that's it.
All right. So what do we want to do for pod bet?
Oh Jesus.
We can't do the Celtics or Heat one because we went opposites.
Okay, well then we got Tony Finau top
We have-
20.
We
The
can do my
Rangers.
over though. We can do my over.
We're doing
Yeah, but me and Kai went opposite.
Yeah.
we're definitely doing the Colorado -1.5. I like
You
that.
motherfucker. Stop it.
Just for
Fuck you,
for
Ty,
context.
no. I don't want to hear that.
For context,
bullshit.
for
You put
context,
Carolina,
Cavalcade.
you put Carolina in every single pod bet for the March Madness, and they won. So we're riding it. It's your turn.
For context, Cavalcade, the St. Louis Blues lost their starting goalie, Bennington.
I'm in.
So,
I'm in.
I
ride with it, Ed.
yeah, we're
Listen,
taking.
all I'm
I
gonna
love
say
Colorado.
is, listen, the only thing I'm going to say is I'm not putting any blame on anybody, but I will say the last couple parlays that we've lost, in the pot parlay has been on the Ty and Evans side of things. So you guys got to put your shit together.
I don't know how true that is.
Yeah,
I would need a fact check.
We're full receipts. We're full receipts.
What it was last one was you guys both put them pens, and they were the first game of the parlay.
And lost immediately.
And we lost right in the first game.
Listen, just look at the overall records. I'm carrying this ass right now.
Cade, I've literally I mean I need to go back and check everything, but the last record I have wins on you.
I've quite literally only done.
I have one more win than you
as well.
Yeah, but I'm saying like recently I've been carrying this ass. Let's be honest.
All right. We'll see. I'll crunch the numbers tomorrow.
I quite literally have only done pluses. I've only done pluses.
I know you have.
Only.
All right, so let's go with this. How does this work? Tony Finau top 20 because we literally have to. We have to go Rangers money line. Heat Celtics over. And then Evan's contribution, because he has the Rags as well, is Avalanche minus 1.5. So we need Evan to go 2-0 this week, boys.
The Rags one's going to be tough. They're playing away. So we need Igor to show up and stand on his head, and that's about it. And he did this game.
Jesus
they won
Christ.
4-1.
I hate this so much.
All right, someone put the pod together and screenshot that.
I'm doing it right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think I have 3%.
It's quite literally not hard.
And
I
need Tony.
The Blues money line's egregious, by the way.
But no, dude, I was looking at it. The Rags Carolina over 5.5. I would almost bet that because it's plus 120.
Rags the riches.
Top
Rags
20, 170.
What are we taking?
Plus 21.
21.47.
It's a juicer.
That's a big boy line.
$5 to win 107.
That's a big boy line.
That's a juicer.
We've hit them before.
All right. Have. So Tony Finau top 20?
Yeah.
Yes.
The golf ones are always the.
I was gonna say golf also just blasts it to the moon usually, like in parlays.
But plus 170, I don't think that's good. I don't think that's a good one. I think it should be a little bit more. I think it should be at least 2.
It's a smaller field though, not a great.
I don't give a fuck. Top 20. It's a good field though.
You have the Rangers money line, Avalanche minus 1.5, Heat Celtics over 203.
Like there's a couple big names, but then that drops off quick.
Good field.
Where?
$100 to win.
Let me look at it.
$2,100. Yes.
So like right now, this is the field. So it goes Scotty, Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, Colin, Victor, Will Zalatoris, and then it goes like Max Homa, Sam Burns, Tony.
I heard 7 of the top 10 players in the world right there.
Yep. 5. You heard 5 for sure.
7.
Hovland.
Let's mother go.
If you just put 100 on it, screenshot it and send it to me.
100. Oh my God, who put 100 on it?
Scotty,
you know who put it.
Evan, did you actually do? Oh
Colin, Hovland, Zalatoris. Well, may not be top 10, but he's going to be awfully close after this week. So at least 6 top 10 players. 6 out of the top 10 players in the world. That's a good field.
It's not that deep though.
All right, that's the show. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to follow us on Twitter.
Ricky's